Have you ever found yourself drawn to someone who seems unshaken by life's chaos? Perhaps you've known someone whose calm demeanor brought clarity to your storms, or whose steady presence felt like a lighthouse amidst turbulent waves. And yet, when they were no longer part of your life, it was as if the ground beneath you shifted, a subtle yet profound absence that left a void. What is it about these individuals that makes their departure so impactful? Why do we feel their loss so deeply? The answer lies in the timeless principles of Stoicism, a philosophy rooted in resilience, clarity, and independence. Stoics aren't just people who manage to stay calm under pressure, they are the embodiment of strength, simplicity, and authenticity. In this video, we'll uncover the 7 reasons why losing a Stoic is an experience others always regret. From their unshakable calm in the face of storms to the magnetic pull of their authenticity, we'll explore what makes a Stoic irreplaceable in relationships, workplaces, and everyday life. Each reason delves into the essence of their unique qualities, asking questions that provoke self-reflection and inspire action. Stay with us until the end, because the most profound truth about Stoicism and why it transforms both lives and relationships will leave you looking at your own journey in a whole new light. Are you ready to uncover why they regret losing a Stoic? 1. Independence. Why Stoics don't cling. Imagine a room full of people, each vying for attention, their validation tied to how others perceive them. Now picture one person standing apart, not distant, but distinctly whole, as though their self-worth comes from a place others cannot touch. This is the Stoic. Their independence is magnetic, not born of isolation, but of deep self-reliance. Why does independence matter so much? In a world where so many seek fulfillment from external sources, whether relationships, social media likes, or material possessions, the Stoic knows that true contentment begins and ends within. They don't need others to complete them because they are already complete. Have you ever felt drained by someone's constant need for reassurance or validation? Perhaps you've been that person yourself, seeking approval in ways that never quite feel satisfying. The Stoic disrupts this cycle, showing us that when we let go of the need to cling, we find freedom. Marcus Aurelius said it best, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. So this independence doesn't mean Stoics are cold or disconnected. On the contrary, their ability to stand on their own makes their relationships richer. They don't enter partnerships out of need, but from a place of shared respect and mutual growth. Losing someone like this isn't just losing a partner or friend, it's losing the stabilizing force that teaches you how to stand on your own. Think of it this way. Have you ever tried to lean on someone too much, only to realize they were struggling to hold themselves up? Now imagine someone who can stand firm even when the winds of life are howling. Someone who becomes a rock for others without losing themselves in the process. That's the gift of the Stoic, and that's why their absence feels like losing a compass in a dense forest. But how do they achieve this independence? It begins with understanding what is within their control and letting go of everything else. Epictetus reminds us, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. For the Stoic, this freedom isn't about doing whatever they want. It's about freeing themselves from the chains of dependence on external outcomes. They master their minds, their emotions, and their desires. And because of this mastery, they inspire others to do the same. Yet this independence can be misunderstood. Some may see it as aloofness or indifference. But over time, their strength speaks for itself. Others come to realize that their independence wasn't a barrier, it was a foundation. So when a Stoic leaves, the void they leave behind is not just their presence, but the quiet assurance they brought to your life. Can you think of someone whose steadiness helped you navigate a difficult time? Someone who didn't demand a thing from you but offered their strength as a source of quiet inspiration. Now imagine losing that. The independence of a Stoic isn't just a trait. It's a beacon, one that others often fail to fully appreciate until it's gone. As we move to the next reason, consider this. What would it take for you to cultivate that kind of independence in your own life? How can you let go of what you cannot control and find strength within yourself? In the next section, we'll explore another reason why losing a Stoic leaves such a lasting impact, the quiet power of their silence, and how it speaks louder than words. 2. Strength in silence, the Stoic subtle influence. Have you ever noticed how the loudest voices in a room often carry the least weight? The noise demands attention, but silence commands it. This is the paradoxical strength of a Stoic. Their quiet presence speaks louder than any shouted words. They influence not by force but by subtlety, leaving a lasting impression that others only fully understand when it's gone. What is it about silence that holds such power? In a world overflowing with chatter and distraction, silence becomes a rare and precious commodity. The Stoic silence isn't empty. It's filled with calm confidence and contemplation. When they choose to speak, their words carry weight because they are rooted in thoughtfulness and clarity. Picture a noisy party where everyone is talking over each other, trying to stand out. Now imagine a Stoic walking through that space, their quiet composure cutting through the chaos like a knife through butter. They don't clamor for attention, yet heads turn. Their silence invites curiosity. What is this person thinking? What do they know that we don't? And when they do speak, people listen, because silence has taught them the value of every word. Have you ever been in a heated argument where words were flying fast and furious, and someone intervened with just a few calm, measured sentences? So the power of the Stoic, they are the eye of the storm, bringing clarity and reason where others only see chaos. So Marcus Aurelius said, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." The Stoic, through their quiet strength, teaches us to live intentionally, not reactively. But this strength in silence goes beyond words. It is a way of being, a quiet confidence that radiates from within. This is what others miss when a Stoic is no longer in their lives. Their silence wasn't just an absence of noise, it was a presence that steadied and inspired. It was the calm that reminded you to slow down, the pause that gave you space to think, and the quiet that allowed you to hear your own voice. How often do we fill silences just to avoid discomfort? How many times have we spoken too soon, only to regret our words later? The Stoic reminds us that silence is not an absence, it's a choice. It's the space where wisdom grows and clarity emerges. Losing that presence is like losing the stillness in a storm. The chaos becomes deafening without it. Now consider this. Could you cultivate that kind of silence in your own life? Could you learn to pause, reflect, and let your actions speak louder than your words? Imagine the power you could wield by simply being present in a world that demands constant noise. This is the silent strength of a Stoic, a strength that others regret losing when they realize how rare and transformative it truly is. As we move to the next reason, think about this. How can you make your silence more impactful? How can you turn the noise of the world into an opportunity to stand out by doing less, but meaning more? In the next section, we'll dive into the calm that Stoics bring amidst life's storms, and why their ability to anchor others makes their absence so deeply felt. If this resonates with you, show your strength in action by hitting the like button, and share your thoughts in the comments. What does silence mean to you? Let's create a space for reflection and growth together. Stay with us, because the next reason is one that will help you master the storms of life. See you there. 3. Calm amidst the storm. Picture yourself in the middle of a bustling airport. Flights are delayed, announcements blare overhead, children cry, and frustration is thick in the air. Chaos reigns, and yet amidst the clamor, you notice one person sitting calmly. Their eyes are closed, their breathing steady, perhaps a faint smile on their lips. They're not oblivious to the storm around them, they simply refuse to let it dictate their inner state. This is the essence of a Stoic's calm. It isn't about avoiding life's storms, it's about standing firm in their midst. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This mindset is what makes a Stoic so profoundly different from others. They cannot control the chaos of the world, but they can control how they respond to it. This is their superpower. Why is this calm so magnetic? In a world where people are often swept up by emotions, anger, fear, anxiety, a Stoic's tranquility acts like a lighthouse. It provides guidance and stability for those who feel lost in the storm. Have you ever gravitated towards someone in the middle of a crisis because their steadiness gave you confidence? That's the kind of presence a Stoic embodies. It's not just enviable, it's essential. That when someone like this is no longer in your life, their absence is felt like the loss of an anchor. Without their calm presence, small challenges feel heavier, tensions rise more easily, and the ability to find peace seems harder to grasp. People might not immediately realize the role a Stoic played in maintaining balance, but once that equilibrium is gone, its absence is unmistakable. Yet this calm doesn't come naturally, it's cultivated. The Stoic practices patience, mindfulness, and detachment. They train themselves to focus on what matters and to let go of what doesn't. When faced with adversity, they pause. Instead of reacting impulsively, they reflect. This is what separates them from others: their ability to prioritize reason over reaction. Have you ever let a minor inconvenience ruin your entire day? A spilled drink, a missed call, or a delayed appointment spirals into frustration, coloring every interaction that follows. The Stoic would remind you to pause and ask, does this truly matter? Most of the time, the answer is no. Its ability to maintain perspective in the face of chaos is why others regret losing a Stoic. That when they are around, their calmness is contagious. They show you that life's storms are temporary, that no wave is too big to ride out, and that your peace is always within your control. But when they are gone, the weight of life's challenges feels heavier. Without their example, it's easy to get swept away by the tides. The Stoics' calm doesn't mean they don't feel emotions. They do, but they don't let emotions control them. Seneca captured this beautifully when he said, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." For the Stoic, every emotion is valid, but not every emotion deserves to dictate their actions. They create space between the stimulus and the response, ensuring that what they do aligns with their values and reason. Imagine being in a heated argument. Most people would escalate, letting anger fuel their words. A Stoic, however, would pause, breathe, and ask themselves, what outcome do I truly want? By choosing calm, they often diffuse tension and steer the conversation toward understanding rather than conflict. This kind of response isn't just effective, it's transformative. It turns potential disasters into opportunities for growth and connection. Its ability to bring calm to others is another reason why their absence is so deeply felt. A Stoic doesn't just navigate their storms, they help you navigate yours. They remind you that no matter how chaotic life gets, you can always find your center. Losing someone like that is like losing the moon in the night sky. Suddenly, everything feels darker. As we move forward, think about this. How often do you let external events dictate your peace? What would change if, like a Stoic, you focused on mastering your inner world instead? In the next section, we'll explore another vital reason why Stoics are so deeply missed: the emotional armor they wear, which allows them to weather life's hardest blows with grace and strength. Stay with us as we uncover the heart of resilience, one of Stoicism's greatest gifts. 4. Emotional armor, resilience in hard times. The life is a series of storms, unexpected blows, losses, disappointments, and moments that test the limits of our emotional endurance. For many, these storms leave scars. Emotions can overwhelm, anger flares, sadness takes root, and the ability to move forward feels distant. Yet, amidst this turmoil, there are some who stand firm, weathering each wave with a quiet strength that seems almost unshakable. These are the Stoics. What is it that gives a Stoic this remarkable resilience? It isn't the absence of pain or sorrow. On the contrary, Stoics feel deeply, but they have mastered the art of managing those feelings. Seneca offers a profound truth. The greatest remedy for anger is delay. This principle applies not only to anger but to all emotions. A Stoic learns to pause, to reflect, and to allow their reason to guide their response rather than their impulses. Have you ever witnessed someone lose their temper and escalate a situation that could have been resolved calmly? Or perhaps you've experienced this in yourself, an emotional outburst that led to regret. A Stoic avoids this trap by creating a buffer between emotion and action. They understand that emotions are temporary and that their actions, once taken, can have lasting consequences. This emotional armor doesn't mean they are cold or detached. It means they are deliberate. When faced with hardship, they don't deny their pain. They acknowledge it, process it, and channel it into something constructive. Imagine a blacksmith working with molten metal, taking something raw and volatile and shaping it into something strong and purposeful. This is how a Stoic approaches their emotions. But why do others regret losing someone who possesses this kind of resilience? The answer lies in the way their strength inspires and protects. In times of crisis, a Stoic becomes a pillar of support. Their calm presence reassures those around them that everything will be okay, even when the path forward is unclear. When they're gone, that sense of security vanishes, leaving others feeling exposed and vulnerable. Consider a relationship where one person is prone to emotional outbursts while the other remains composed. The Stoic doesn't dismiss their partner's emotions, but instead acts as a grounding force. They provide a sense of balance, offering perspective and reason when emotions run high. Losing someone like that is like losing a safety net. It's only when it's no longer there that you realize how much it held you up. How do Stoics cultivate this emotional armor? It begins with self-awareness. They understand their triggers and their emotional patterns. They practice mindfulness, observing their feelings without judgment. This allows them to respond thoughtfully, rather than react impulsively. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Stoics also draw strength from their values. They have a clear sense of what matters most and let those principles guide their decisions. When faced with adversity, they don't waste energy fighting against things they cannot change. Instead, they focus on what is within their control, their thoughts, their actions, and their attitudes. So focus not only helps them endure, but also allows them to grow stronger through hardship. Have you ever faced a situation that felt unbearable at first, only to realize later that it taught you something valuable? The Stoics embrace this perspective from the beginning. They see challenges as opportunities for growth, not as obstacles to be feared. This mindset makes them incredibly resilient and deeply admirable. When a Stoic is no longer part of your life, the loss isn't just about their presence, it's about what they brought to your most challenging moments. They were the person who reminded you to pause, to breathe, and to find clarity amidst the chaos. Without them, life's hardships feel heavier, and the path forward seems less certain. But this resilience isn't something reserved for the Stoic alone. It's a quality we can all cultivate. What would your life look like if you approached your emotions with the same grace and strength? How would your relationships change if you became the calm center in times of conflict or crisis? As we move to the next reason, consider this. Resilience isn't just about surviving life's storms, it's about growing stronger because of them. In the next section, we'll explore how Stoics simplify life by avoiding unnecessary drama, creating an environment of peace that others often miss when it's wane. Let's continue. 5. Drama-free living. The Stoics' gift of simplicity. Think about the last time you found yourself caught in unnecessary drama. Perhaps it was a petty argument, a workplace dispute, or a misunderstanding that spiraled out of control. How much energy did it drain from you? How long did it linger in your thoughts? Now imagine a life free of these entanglements, a life where clarity and simplicity replace conflict and confusion. This is the way of the Stoic. Stoics have a remarkable ability to navigate life without getting caught in the webs of trivial disputes or emotional overreactions. Their secret lies in their unwavering focus on what truly matters. Epictetus reminds us, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. This simple yet profound mindset is the foundation of a drama-free existence. So why is this so transformative? Drama thrives on reaction, people feeding into the chaos with their emotions, opinions, and need to be right. The Stoic, however, chooses not to engage in what doesn't serve their peace or purpose. They don't sweat the small stuff, and because of this, they create an environment that is calm, productive, and deeply refreshing to those around them. Have you ever felt a sense of relief in the presence of someone who refuses to engage in gossip or petty arguments? That's the gift of the Stoic. They elevate conversation, steer interactions toward meaning, and avoid the traps of negativity. But when they're no longer in your life, the difference becomes striking. Suddenly, the conversations feel heavier, the conflicts more frequent, and the drama harder to escape. How do they achieve this? Stoics approach life with discernment. They ask themselves, is this within my control? Does this align with my values? Is this worth my time and energy? If the answer is no, they let it go. This isn't indifference, it's wisdom. They understand that their energy is finite, and they choose to invest it where it counts. Imagine being at a family dinner where arguments are flaring up over politics or the right way to do things. That while others are raising their voices, the Stoic quietly sips their drink, perhaps offering a light-hearted comment to diffuse the tension. They don't avoid the conversation out of fear, they simply refuse to escalate it into something unproductive. Their calm becomes a reminder that not every hill is worth dying on. This ability to keep life simple doesn't just benefit the Stoic, it impacts everyone around them. Their drama-free approach creates a ripple effect. People feel more at ease in their presence, knowing they won't be judged or dragged into unnecessary conflict. Over time, the Stoic becomes a source of peace that others come to rely on. Losing that presence feels like losing the one person who could keep things in perspective. But here's the catch. It's easy to take this simplicity for granted. When the Stoic is gone, their absence reveals just how much they were holding things together. Relationships that once felt harmonious may begin to fray, and the drama they kept at bay starts to creep in. It's only then that people realize the profound impact of their quiet wisdom. Now take a moment to reflect. How much of your own energy goes into conflicts that don't truly matter? What would your life look like if you embraced the Stoic mindset of simplicity and discernment? Could you become the person who brings peace instead of feeding chaos? If this resonates with you, I invite you to take action. Hit the like button to affirm your commitment to a drama-free life. And share your thoughts in the comments. What's one piece of drama you've let go of recently? Let's build a community of clarity and simplicity together. As we move forward, we'll delve into another reason why Stoics are unforgettable, the magnetic authenticity that draws people in and leaves a void when it's gone. Stay tuned because this next trait might just change the way you view yourself and others. See you there. 6. The power of authenticity. Authenticity is a rare trait in a world where so many strive to impress, conform, or outshine others. It takes courage to be unapologetically yourself, to own your thoughts, values, and imperfections without the need for external validation. Yet this is precisely what defines a Stoic. Their authenticity is not a performance, it is a quiet, steady truth that draws people in and leaves a void when they are no longer there. But why is authenticity so powerful? It cuts through the noise. In a society obsessed with appearances and approval, an authentic person stands out as a beacon of honesty and self-assurance. Stoics don't waste energy pretending to be something they're not. They live in alignment with their values, unshaken by trends or expectations. Seneca encapsulates this beautifully. Be yourself, everyone else is already taken. Imagine walking into a room where everyone is posturing, exaggerating their achievements, competing for attention, or trying to fit a mold they believe others will admire. Then, in the midst of this, you meet someone who is simply themselves. They don't need to boast or sell at validation. Their presence is calm, grounded, and genuine. You feel an immediate sense of trust and comfort drawn to them because they are refreshingly real. This is the magic of a Stoic's authenticity. It isn't loud or flashy, but it's magnetic. People are drawn to them not because they demand attention, but because their self-assuredness makes others feel safe to be themselves. Losing someone like this feels like losing a mirror that reflected your best self back at you. But how do Stoics cultivate this authenticity? It begins with self-awareness. They take the time to understand who they are, what they believe, and what truly matters to them. They embrace their strengths and their flaws, knowing that perfection is neither possible nor necessary. They focus on living according to their principles, not on meeting the expectations of others. This self-awareness is paired with a deep sense of integrity. Stoics don't say one thing and do another. They align their actions with their words, creating a consistency that inspires trust and admiration. Have you ever known someone whose authenticity made you feel more comfortable in your own skin? That's the impact of a Stoic. They create space for others to drop their masks and be genuine too. Yet authenticity comes with its challenges. It often means standing alone, especially in a world that rewards conformity. The Stoics are willing to be misunderstood or even criticized because they value their integrity more than the approval of others. Marcus Aurelius offers this reminder: be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. This balance allows Stoics to remain compassionate while staying true to themselves. When a Stoic is gone, their absence is deeply felt because their authenticity brought stability and depth to relationships. They weren't just another voice in the crowd, they were the quiet presence that made others feel seen and valued. Without them, interactions may start to feel superficial, leaving a sense of longing for the connection they once provided. Think of someone in your life whose authenticity inspired you. Perhaps it was a friend who always told you the truth, even when it was hard to hear, or a mentor who led example rather than by words. Losing that person likely left a void, a reminder of how rare and precious authenticity truly is. But this isn't just about others, it's about you. Are you living authentically? Do your actions align with your values, or are you caught in the cycle of trying to meet external expectations? What would change in your life if you embraced your true self, flaws and all? As we move to the final reason why Stoics leave such an indelible mark, consider this. Authenticity isn't just a gift to others, it's a gift to yourself. In the next section, we'll explore the subtle but profound influence of Stoic silence and how their quiet strength leaves a legacy that echoes long after they've gone. Let's continue. 7. Strength in silence. The Stoic subtle influence. In a world where noise often dominates, silence becomes a powerful statement. The Stoic understands this intuitively, wielding silence not as an absence but as a deliberate act. It's a strength that speaks louder than words, commanding attention and respect without ever raising a voice. So when a Stoic departs, this quiet presence is what others miss the most, their ability to ground a room with nothing more than their stillness. Why is silence so influential? Words, while valuable, can often dilute meaning when overused. Silence, on the other hand, creates space. It invites others to reflect, to consider their actions, and to listen not just to what is said but to what is left unsaid. The Stoic silence is not empty. It is laden with thought, wisdom, and a quiet confidence that needs no validation. Picture a heated debate where tempers flare and voices rise. In the midst of this, a Stoic listens, their face calm, their presence unshaken. So when they finally speak, their words carry weight because they are rare, deliberate, and considered. They cut through the noise like a blade, bringing clarity to chaos. This ability to influence without excess is what makes their silence so impactful. So Marcus Aurelius captured this beautifully. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Stoic, through their silence, demonstrates what it means to live intentionally, to engage with the world not reactively but purposefully. Their restraint shows a mastery of self, a refusal to let fleeting emotions dictate their actions. But silence is not just a lack of speaking, it is also a form of presence. When a Stoic is in the room, their silence is not an absence but an anchor. It holds steady while others drift, providing a quiet reassurance that everything will be okay. Have you ever been around someone whose calm demeanor instantly made you feel more composed? That's the gift of a Stoic's silent strength, that when a Stoic leaves, the absence of their silence becomes deafening. Without their grounding presence, the noise of the world feels louder, the chaos more overwhelming. Their silence wasn't just about words, it was a space where others felt seen, heard, and understood. Losing that space is like losing a sanctuary, a place where you could retreat to find peace. This strength in silence also extends to relationships. Stoics don't engage in unnecessary arguments, or speak just to fill gaps. They choose their words with care, ensuring that what they say adds value rather than creating confusion or conflict. Their silence is not indifference, it is consideration. It allows them to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Have you ever been in a conversation where someone's silence made you rethink your own words? This is the subtle power of a Stoic. Their lack of reaction can prompt introspection, encouraging others to examine their own behavior. It's a quiet influence that transforms not by force but by example. Yet this strength can often be misunderstood. Some might mistake their silence for detachment or disinterest. But over time, their true intentions become clear. Their silence was never about withdrawal. It was about creating space for wisdom to emerge. When this is gone, the void it leaves is profound. What would your life look like if you embrace the power of silence? Could you learn to pause before speaking, to let your actions speak louder than your words? How much clarity could you gain by listening more and reacting less? This is the Stoics' challenge: to cultivate silence not as avoidance, but as a tool for deeper understanding and connection. As we conclude this journey through the 7 reasons why losing a Stoic is always regretted, take a moment to reflect on what we've uncovered. From their calm amidst life's storms to their independence, resilience, and authenticity, Stoics offer qualities that leave an indelible mark. Their drama-free simplicity, emotional armor, and strength in silence make them not just unforgettable but irreplaceable. The impact of a Stoic goes far beyond their immediate presence. It is their way of living, rooted in reason, guided by principles, and expressed through crown-sign that transforms those around them. Losing a Stoic is not just losing a person. It's losing the example they set, the steadiness they provided, and the inspiration they offered. But here's the truth. The qualities that make a Stoic so deeply missed are qualities that anyone can cultivate. Stoicism isn't just a philosophy, it's a way of being, a commitment to mastering your mind, living authentically, and finding peace amidst chaos. So what will you take from this journey? Will you embrace the calm, independence, and strength that define a Stoic? Share your reflections in the comments. Which of these Stoic qualities resonates most with you? Let us know how Stoicism is shaping your own path. If this discussion has inspired you, consider subscribing to join a community of thoughtful individuals striving to live with greater clarity and purpose. Like this video to affirm your commitment to these principles, and share it with someone who could benefit from the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Thank you for being part of this journey. May you find strength in your silence, resilience in your storms, and authenticity in every step you take. Stay Stoic, and until next time, live with purpose.